everyone, welcome back. Today is a video I've been so excited and waiting to film. I'm going to be sharing so many updates with you. So I'm going to go through the makeup that I bought in the Sephora sale and give you updates. So kind of a speed reviews, give you my overall impression, what I recommend these things, how I'm liking them, how I'm using them, and just my overall thoughts. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I am posting 5 days a week in June. If that's when you're watching this video, you may see me a little bit more often. Before we get into all the updates, I wanted to thank Dossier for sponsoring this portion of today's video. So I've been working with Dossier for a long time. If you've been around my channel, you've heard me talk about them quite a bit. If you're not familiar with Dossier, they make luxury-inspired fragrances for a very small fraction of the retail cost. So basically you are paying for the fragrance and not for the packaging or mainly the brand name, the designer label. I love Dossier because I can still get that luxurious smell and experience but not spend a ton of money, which is amazing. I know we all love that. So I like to start my videos off sharing what fragrance I'm using at the moment. I've tried and have many of their fragrances. They are always adding new ones to the website. I go on there pretty frequently just to see what's new, and it's amazing. There's so many to choose from. The one that I'm wearing today and the one I've been wearing the most often, I would say in the last month or so, is this one, which is Floral Berries. So Floral Berries I've talked about before. This is inspired by Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede. And you guys, next time you're in a store that sells Jo Malone, smell that fragrance. I'm telling you, this is that. I am not exaggerating. It smells exactly the same. I have owned Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede years ago. It smells the same. So obviously the packaging is super minimal, which I personally really like. It looks very clean and simple, sitting out on your desk or your vanity. Has a magnetic cap, which is nice, and then you have the notes listed here. So you have the top notes, the middle notes, and the base notes, which is helpful for me because I'm not very good at describing fragrance, to be honest. So this really helps me determine what smells I like so that I know kind of what to look for in other fragrances. But you guys, if you like peony for sure, but it also has a little bit of a sweet apple essence to it, just a little bit. It's mainly floral, but it does have just a little bit of sweetness to it. The top notes are peony, apple, and berries, and that's exactly what it smells like. But to me, this is a perfect spring leading into summer type fragrance. Since Dossier is a more affordable price point, you can have multiple fragrances. So you can have something for a different day, a different mood, different season, but not have to spend a ton of money to get it, which is great. So thank you to Dossier for partnering with me on today's video. I do have a discount code that I'll put up on the screen, and a link and the code will also be in the description box. Thank you to them for supporting me and my channel. And let's go ahead and get into all the makeup updates. I'm going to start with the makeup and then we'll finish the video with the random hair things and some other things I bought as well, but we'll start with the makeup. I'm going to start with the SPF that I bought, which is the Kosas DreamBeam Comfy Smooth SPF Broad Spectrum SPF 40. So I bought this kind of towards the end of the sale. I wasn't planning to buy this, but I really like to try new sunscreens to find the very, very best. Tinted and non-tinted. This one is tinted. I don't think it gives much coverage on your skin. I do think it adds a little bit of color. I mean, the tint is very, very slight. I like this, but I don't love it. I think it's expensive for a sunscreen, considering I have quite a few less expensive sunscreens that I like a little bit more than this. I like it. I wouldn't buy it again. I will definitely use it up. I have it under my makeup today. I haven't had too many issues with it in terms of putting makeup over the top. I love that it is mineral SPF. It has peptides, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, lots of good for you skin ingredients. But what I will say about this is the consistency is a little bit on the thick side for me. I personally like a sunscreen that's more of a lotiony texture, like my Beauty of Joseon, or I also have one from Skin 1004, the Madagascar Centella, I think is what it's called. Those are more lotiony textures, and that's what I prefer for underneath makeup. Now, this is a thicker one, so I think this would be fine if you're wanting to wear it alone, or maybe just lightly add a little concealer over the top. But I do have to say, I don't love how thick this feels on my skin. It feels almost like a serum, which some people probably like, but that's not my favorite in terms of wearing it underneath makeup. So overall, I like it. I don't think it's anything special. I probably would not repurchase it. All right, I bought 2 priming products during the sale, and one of them I actually returned. So I don't have it with me, but I'll put the picture up on the screen. I did return the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer, mainly because I don't think that was a bad product at all. I think that is better for someone with oily skin, someone that has or really wants to mattify their makeup and have just a matte finish. I found that almost mattified my skin too well. I tried pairing it with another product we're going to talk about, the Pat McGrath foundation, and I just felt like it took away all the life from my skin, and some people like that. So I think if you have super oily skin, I bet you would love the Hourglass primer. I would say my skin is pretty normal. I don't really think it's oily or dry. I think it's pretty normal, a little bit sensitive, but I just don't find I need a super, super heavy duty mattifying primer very often. And I just felt like for the price, it was kind of a waste. I just didn't think I would use it. The other priming product that I bought was the Valentino V Lighter. This I have on today under my foundation. I like this. I'm not blown away by it. I think it's nice. Everything I have paired it with, I will say, I love the way it looks underneath foundation. Today I paired it with the Pat McGrath foundation, and I loved how that foundation looked over the top of this. It was a really great combo. I think this is a very nice formula. It is very, very, very fragranced, which I don't love. So if you don't like that, I would probably stay away from this one. It does have a little bit of a pinky hue to it. This is the shade Rosa, which is the lighter of the 2. I think it's fine. I'm definitely not blown away by it though. I think the packaging, to be honest, I'm a little underwhelmed by the Valentino packaging. I think this one is pretty nice, but overall I feel like, I don't know, it feels a little bit cheap to me for the price point. I have to say I'm a little disappointed in general in Valentino Beauty from what I've tried. So this I like, I will continue to use it, but I'm not obsessed. Moving on to foundation. Since we're talking about Valentino, I did buy the Valentino, Very Valentino foundation. I think it has a longer name, but we have been talking about this, or we were talking about it on my live video I did a few days ago. I returned mine because I realized, and thank goodness one of you lovely people let me know, that a lot of those foundations are expired. I don't know if it's all of them out there, but I bought mine in April. Really, I think it was the last day of the sale, so like mid-April. I turned it over and looked at it after I filmed the video using it, and mine expired in July. So basically I had May, June, July, 3 months to use that foundation, and that is just unacceptable. I don't know what's going on there. A few of you have told me the same thing happened to you. When I went to return it, the girl working at Sephora told me that she had heard that from other people as well. So I returned it because there's no way I'm going to use a foundation in 3 months, especially because of what I do with all my makeup. There's no way. There's just no way. So I thought that was just crazy to only have 3 months to use a foundation. But if you have that foundation, make sure to look on the bottom because that is one that does tell you what month and year it expires. So make sure to check that out. But yes, I did return that. Can't say I would recommend it because that's a little bit odd with the expirations. Moving on to the other 2 products that I bought. This is the one I have on today, which is Pat McGrath. Love, love, love this. I have it on today. This is so flawless and beautiful, you guys. I honestly can't believe it's taken me this long to try this. I said in the video when I used that for the first time, it is the thinnest, wateriest consistency foundation, but it gives a decent amount of coverage. It's not a full coverage. I would say it's like a lighter medium coverage at the most, but it just looks seamless on my skin. I love it so much. And today, over the top of that Valentino V-Lighter, it looks stunning. So stunning. When I have worn this, it is worn well on me. I have not found that I need to touch up my makeup a lot throughout the day. I don't typically touch up a ton anyway, but that one, the times I've worn it, has worn really, really well. And I like also, I think this foundation takes on what you have underneath. So whatever your skin, the state of your skin is in underneath, that's the finish you're gonna get with this, because I tried this with that Hourglass primer that I mentioned and it was very matte. Too matte for me. But if you want matte, I think you can absolutely get that with this if you use a mattifying primer. Today I used the Illuminating primer from Valentino and it definitely had more of a glow to it. So for that reason, I feel like this is a foundation that would work for a lot of people, a lot of skin types, and it's just a good one. It's obviously very expensive. I got mine during the sale, but it's very luxurious, high quality formula. I really enjoy it. However, my favorite complexion foundation type product that I bought is this one. I absolutely love the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Longwear makeup, you guys. I almost wore this today instead of the Pat McGrath, but honestly, I've been picking this up too much that I was like, no, we're gonna use Pat McGrath today. Not that I don't like Pat McGrath, but there's something about this that I love. It kind of reminds me of my Fenty Eavesdrop skin tint. This one is a little bit thinner, a little bit more liquidy, and it almost has a little bit of a blurring quality to it. I think that's why it reminds me of the Fenty one, but it's not totally matte. I think this is the perfect everyday makeup type product. It has a little bit of SPF 19, but I still wear SPF underneath, obviously. I love the shade 1 in 2, Ecru. That is a great shade match for me. I think this is going to be my new complexion product of the summer, to be honest, for every day. It also wears very, very well. Sometimes with thinner formulas like that, it's kind of hit or miss in terms of the longevity. That one wears well. So does the Pat McGrath. So I love them both, but this is my favorite. All right, moving on to concealers that I tried. Again, from Valentino, the Valentino concealer. Not a huge fan of this either. This gives little to no coverage. I mean, it is so thin. Even when you're applying, like using the doe foot and applying it, you can see how see-through the formula is. And I'm not saying everybody doesn't want that. I know there are some people out there that want very, very little coverage under the eyes. If you do, you might really like this. It is similar in the look and the consistency to Armani Luminous Silk concealer, but I think Armani is better. And I do think Armani gives a bit more coverage. This one is just very underwhelming. Has a doe foot. The doe foot is very tiny and very little product comes off on this doe foot, which if you have a fuller coverage concealer, that could be a good thing. But considering this is so sheer, I feel like you would have to like keep dipping in over and over to even get enough product with this. Yeah, this is very underwhelming. When I have worn it, it has not worn very well under my eyes. I feel like it starts out sheer, and then I do feel like I lose coverage throughout the day, and I have very, very little left apart from an under eye corrector if I have it. So overall, I would say skip this one. I'm not a huge fan of it. I also got the Givenchy Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer. Now, this one I've kind of gone back and forth with. This one does not give a ton of coverage either. It does give more than the Valentino, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed in this one. I wish it gave just a little bit more coverage. The consistency, again, is kind of similar to the Armani Luminous Silk. I think this one is just slightly more pigmented, but not a ton. It's the coverage for me. The coverage is not what I want it to be. And I also find that this also kind of wears away throughout the day. I don't find that the longevity is there with it either. It's very hydrating. I think if you're looking for something pretty sheer, a little bit of coverage, but not a ton, and you want something super just hydrating looking under your eyes, you would probably like this, but I don't find it wears well on me, sadly. I wore this today, so this is what I have on under my eyes, and I did set it today with a little bit of powder to try to keep it there, but something about it is just not wowing me. I like it more when I initially apply it, but then after an hour or two when I look in the mirror, I feel like I'm just kind of wanting a little bit more, like it's not looking as great. So this one is okay. The one I am obsessed with is the one that I thought I might like the least, and this is the one that I like the most. This Tom Ford Traceless Matte Concealer is a new favorite for me. I love my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I talk about that all the time. I was thinking this is going to be similar to that, and it is, but it's not. This one is a matte formula, but I mentioned this in one of my last videos. This is a hydrating matte formula, and I know that sounds really weird, but it's like it does dry down, and it does look matte, but you still have just a little bit of hydration left over. It's very strange. I love to use this as spot concealer on my face. So today I used just a little bit of it right in this area where I wanted just a little bit more coverage that I didn't get with the Pat McGrath foundation. This is beautiful under the eyes, on my face. I absolutely love this. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. I did not think this was going to be one that I was obsessed with, but I absolutely love this. I wear the shade Ecru. It's a little bit of a peachier tone, which I also love, especially for under my eyes. It wears well. The coverage is great. It's not a full coverage. I would say it's medium, slightly buildable, but you're not going to get a full coverage from this. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think this is worth the money for sure. I just realized there was another concealer that I had. I bought it twice. I didn't like either shade. The Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Concealer. I want to find my perfect match in that concealer so badly, but I bought shade 4 initially. I bought shade 6 initially. It was off. It was very yellow. That's what I'm finding with her colors, is they all run really yellow. Then I exchanged it for shade 4. It was also still yellow, even though I think shade 4 is supposed to be a cooler undertone. I just could not get the shade right. I might try, I think one of you told me to try like L8 maybe, or L9. I may end up trying it at some point. I like the Pat McGrath concealer okay, but what I will say is the coverage reminds me of Hourglass Airbrush Vanish concealer, and I like that one better. I do find the Pat McGrath can be a little bit on the dry side. It's very, very matte and a little bit drying. So I don't know that I would buy that one again. I got 2 bronzers. We'll start with the one that I'm wearing today. The Pat McGrath bronzer. If you've been around for a little while, you'll know I had to wait quite a while to get my hands on this. I could not get this shade from Sephora. I have shade Nude Honey. I believe it's the second lightest shade. This is the one I really wanted, and that is not one of the shades offered at Sephora, unfortunately. So I did not get this on the sale, but I did buy it from Pat McGrath during the sale. I love this, you guys. This is the bronzer I have on today. I love the color. It's very neutral, very, very neutral. So you get a little bit of warmth, a little bit of the cooler tone in one. I love a good neutral bronzer. The formula is very silky, smooth, easy to apply, easy to blend. I absolutely love this. I have used it quite a bit, and it's one of my new favorite powder bronzers. I also got the Haus Labs bronzer. So this is the Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in the shade Light number 3. So this is a different kind of formula. The Pat McGrath is much thinner, silkier, more of a matte look on the skin. This is more of a creamy bronzer, and this color is a little bit warmer. So you can see, so this is Pat McGrath. This is Haus Labs shade number 3. But I will say I like the formula on this as well, but this gives a little bit of a different look. This is a bit more glowy on your skin. It's not glittery or shimmery or anything like that, but it just gives a little bit of glow. Whereas this one is a matte bronzer. I don't think you'd be disappointed with either formula. This one from Haus Labs is very unique. These formulas from Haus Labs in general are all very unique. This one almost feels like creamy when you swatch it and start to apply it, but then it blends out to more of that powdery finish, but you still get a little bit of luminosity there. I will say I have used the Pat McGrath one the most. I think that's mainly the color. This one is warmer, so I just have to be careful of applying too much of this one. I think if I had gone to light number 2, it would have been closer to the Pat McGrath, but that's okay. Gives me 2 different options. But honestly, I like both of these and recommend both. Moving on to blushes. Again, Haus Labs. I started with one of these. I bought the Hibiscus Haze in the color Fuze blush. And this is the one I have on the majority of my cheek today. I do have one other color on that I'll talk about in a minute, but these I think these are 10 out of 10. They are pigmented though, so you do have to apply them kind of sparingly unless you want a lot of pigment. My favorite kind of brush to apply this with is a fluffy brush like this. Nothing that's too dense. You want something that's pretty fluffy on the end here. I actually love this brush in particular. The Buildable Cheek from Smashbox is really great. But these are so nice. They are pigmented, but they're easy to apply. They're very, just what they claim to be. They are more of a blurring blush. So they literally smooth over your skin. I absolutely love them. I loved this one so much, Hibiscus Haze, that I went out and bought 2 others. So I bought this one, Dragon Fruit Daze, which I have a little bit of this one today, like right here, kind of towards the apple of my cheek. The formula is so silky and smooth, and they really do kind of blur your skin. It's kind of crazy, but I think these are fantastic. I think they did a great job with these. Packaging is nice. It's very heavy and weighty. Overall, I'm very, very impressed with Haus Labs in general. All right, moving on to eyes. So this sale, I got a lot of eye products, more than I typically do. I feel like I typically go more complexion usually, but I got a lot of eye things this time. So we'll start with what I have on my eyes today, and you have not seen me use this yet in a video. So today I have the Urban Decay Foxy palette on my eyes. I do have one other thing kind of tapped on the very center of my lid. Majority of what I have on my eyes though is this. So this was kind of a random purchase. I was actually in Sephora with my mom during the sale. She saw this palette and she just insisted that I needed it. So that happens a lot actually when she's with me. She just kind of tells me what I need. So she told me that she thought I needed this and she was 100% right. I don't think these got a whole lot of love when they came out, this Urban Decay group. So they came out with 3 of these maybe a year and a half ago or so. The Foxy one is obviously more of that khaki green color story, a little bit of gold. I really like this. I think this is a great way to get a little bit of color in your makeup collection without going too out there with the color. This is perfect because it's just a little 6-pan palette, perfect to travel with. You get these 2 greens in here, this more khaki color, and then this one is almost like a teal kind of green color right here. Those 2 on their own are so pretty. Now the Urban Decay shadow formula, I personally still really like it. It's not a new innovative formula. It's been around for a while, but these shadows still perform really well. I think this is a great little palette. If you like green, you want matte and a little bit of a metallic shimmer, I think this is great. I recommend it if you like these colors for sure. The eyeliner that I have on with it, I'll just go ahead and talk about this, the Give eyeliner in Greener Pastures. I used this kind of in the center of my eye out, and then I used those 2 green shades in the palette and kind of smudged over the top of it and winged it out a little bit. So that's what I have on today. I love this. I also have this on my bottom lash line really lightly, so I just applied a little bit. But I really enjoy this eyeliner formula. It lasts really, really well on me. They're very creamy, easy to apply. I would honestly buy another color of this. Oh, let's talk about what I have on top of that eyeshadow. And this is one of my favorite things, I have to say, for the eye category. This Hourglass Scattered Light glitter eyeshadow in the shade Reflect. I am definitely like the last person to try this. I remember a few years ago, these were like the thing. You saw them everywhere on YouTube. I don't know how I never bought one, but I finally got this shade, and that is what I have on, topped kind of in the center of my lid, up just a little bit, so that wet look is coming from this. If you like a really good, neutral, wet looking, super reflective eyeshadow, look no further. This is perfection. Now let's talk about this. I just said I love the Hourglass the most, but this is probably the thing that I felt the most in love with eye-wise, and it's this. If you saw my video where I tried a bunch of this makeup for the first time, I got the Kaja bento box in the shade Forest Night. So Forest Night is one of their newest shades, and I absolutely am obsessed with this. If I had to choose Urban Decay or this, because the color stories are similar, I would have to go with this just because I love all the sparkle that you get in here. This is a little more practical for every day because you get those matte shades in here, which is really nice. But this, I just fell in love with this. So you get this beautiful topper shade. I'll try to insert swatches in this video too, but you guys, this is like a multicolor glitter topper. It's a little bit gold, a little bit green, a little bit bronze. It has a little bit of everything, and it is absolutely stunning. Then you get this brown with like a green glitter in it, which is very pretty. And then you get a dark brown with green glitter in it. Hopefully you can kind of see it there, but I'm telling you, if you like greens, khakis, those really golden, muted kind of colors, this is so pretty, especially if you have green or hazel eyes. I love this. I love the bento boxes in general from Kaja, but this one blew me away. I also got one of the new Bobbi Brown double-ended shadow sticks. So these, I think they came out with 5 different colors. This one is the shade Cashew and what is it? Pink Copper, I think. Yeah, Pink Copper. So you get a matte on one end and then you get a metallic on the other end. I love this formula from Bobbi Brown. So that is Cashew and that is Pink Copper. I will say, I wish Pink Copper was a little bit more sparkly. It's a little bit more muted than I was thinking it was going to be, but what stands out to me about these is this formula lasts on your eyes, you guys. It will stay all day. When you apply these, blend them out with a brush or your finger, they set down and they do not move. I'm telling you, if you want a long wearing eyeshadow that's very quick and easy that you can just swipe on, blend it with your finger, and be done, I think these are amazing. Whether you get the dual-ended ones or the regular ones, they're great. I love them. They also don't crease, which is very nice, especially for a cream formula. Sometimes you do have to kind of worry about creasing. I don't find that these crease and they last. Then the Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon Amber Haze. This is another great cream formula. Now, I will say I don't find this to be as long lasting as the Bobbi Brown formula, but it lasts pretty well, just not quite as long wearing as Bobbi Brown. But I love this color. Mainly what I use this for is a one and done kind of smokier eye look. So I'll apply just a little bit of it kind of at the base of my lashes and just blend it up, and it's just a one and done easy, slightly smoky but not too smoky eye. I like to use it that way, or you can use it as eyeliner. It's also really pretty on your bottom lash line and then kind of smudged out with some bronzer or something. I like this. Of the 2 formulas, I would probably go with Bobbi Brown just for longevity, but I like this one too. And then, okay, the last eye product that I got was Pat McGrath. Again, the Divine Bronze Luxe Quad in Venusian Sunrise. So I've been pretty open about the fact that I've never been sold on Pat McGrath eyeshadows. Mainly the matte colors I find are not the easiest to work with. And I've also never had a color story in one of her palettes that just really spoke to me until this one. Of course, because it's the most neutral. I know a lot of people thought this was boring. I don't think it's boring at all. I think it's absolutely stunning. And this to me is perfect from Pat McGrath. I get one of these really pretty glittery special shades, a metallic, more of a medium tone brown, and then a darker, almost purple leaning brown. This goes with everything. I love that it's just 4 shades. I really enjoy it. However, do I reach for this a ton? No, I don't. But I kind of knew that going into it. This is not something I'm going to pull out for everyday makeup, typically. But do I enjoy it? Yes. Is it nice formula? Yes. Is it very luxurious? Yes, I think I like it. I like it. I don't get a ton of use out of it, but I like it. So here's some proof for you. I just wiped my hand off with a makeup wipe. Everything came off very easily except the Bobbi Brown shadow sticks. So when I tell you those last, I'm not kidding. They are almost hard to remove. But one last makeup product is, I think this is my only lip. Oh no, it's not. I just thought of another lip product. But for the lips, I bought one of these ridiculously expensive Gucci lipsticks. I think these are called Care and Shine lipstick or something like that. This one is in the shade Call It a Day. It is very luxurious, very heavy packaging, pretty packaging. You guys, is this anything special? No, it is not. It is what I have on today. It's a balmy, moisturizing lip product with some color in it. I do not think you need to spend the money on this. But sometimes it's not about needing to spend the money on it. Sometimes it's about the experience or just wanting to own a Gucci lip product, and that's what this is for me. But is this anything special? Is there anything that makes this better than something similar to this? No. So that's my review on this. Is it nice? Yes. Do you need it? Absolutely not. I also got one of the new Merit Shade Slick Jellies tinted lip oil. Mine is in the shade Les Deux. And this is nice. Put a little bit of this on now. This is nice. This is an extremely thin lip oil. So if you find a lot of them are too thick for you, like the Dior lip oils, the NYX lip oils, those are a much thicker texture. This is like a watery kind of texture. It's not plumping or anything. They don't have a smell. Again, this is nice, but I'm not like blown away by it. I personally like the NYX lip oils just fine, or even I kind of prefer these, the In Beauty Project lip oils, which we'll talk about these next. I did get these in a 2-pack during the sale. I'm not sure if that 2-pack is still available. If it is, I will link it, but these are fantastic. I absolutely love this formula. These are, again, very thin like the Merit. They're a little bit shinier, not quite as much color, and they smell really good. I have to say, I don't even know what this smell is. It kind of smells like candy to me, like sweet candy from Laneige, you know, the pink lip mask. That's kind of what this one smells like. I have 2 of them. I have Mystery Glaze and Candy Apple. Candy Apple is more of a burgundy reddish color, but they're very sheer, so don't let the color scare you. I use Mystery Glaze though quite a bit. I love this one. I honestly kind of want more of these. I love the doe foot, is like a really large doe foot, which I love. Similar to the Dior doe foot applicators, but this, everything about it, I love. The smell, they're not sticky, thin feeling. Highly recommend these. So this is honestly my favorite lip product that I bought during the sale. All right, let's move into some random things that I bought. We'll start with the hair products. So I bought the K18 Molecular Repair Hair Oil. I bought this mainly because I love the K18 hair treatment. I've been using that for a few months and I really notice a difference in my hair when I use that. It's just a little bit smoother, softer, just overall a better texture when I use that stuff consistently. So that's why I wanted to try the oil. But I'm not impressed with this, you guys. This is expensive for a hair oil. I have not noticed anything from this. I mean, it's a hair oil, so I don't know how much I really could notice from it, but in terms of it being like really repairing, and I just haven't seen it. Now, maybe I haven't used it long enough, I don't know, but overall, I'm extremely underwhelmed by this. I would not buy it again, that's for sure. And also this dropper comes out like this. They tell you to press the button down, okay? Not very much oil can get in the dropper, only that much, like up to right there. I have not been able to get it to come up any farther. So if you want a lot of it, you have to like really pump it a few times. It's probably because it's a very concentrated formula, which is fine, but I don't know. Overall, very underwhelmed. If anything, I feel like when I use this, it kind of weighs my hair down a little bit, and I don't typically find that to be an issue with my hair type. I have very thick, coarse hair, so typically my hair can take a lot of product. But yeah, overall, not impressed, not a fan. What I am a fan of is this. I love this. The Day Cactus Fruit 3-in-1 Styling Cream. So I saw this originally on TikTok. I saw it was kind of going viral there for a while. You couldn't get it. It's a cream that you can use in a lot of different ways. Like it says, you can prep for blowing your hair out with this. If you have curly hair, it supposedly kind of defines and makes your curls look better. What I use this for is my slicked back hair style. So whether I do a bun or a claw clip. So today I have a claw clip on. I think I have a little clip that I'll put here of me using this, but basically I take this on my hands, rub my hands together, really work it all the way through my hair. Then I'll take a boar's bristle brush and smooth my hair down all the way, get it in a ponytail, and then I'll either kind of roll it around into a bun or I'll pull it up into a clip like I have it today. And it really does smooth out the top of my hair. I have a lot of little flyaways. That's just kind of the texture of my hair. This really does smooth them down. It smells nice. And another thing I've noticed about this that I love is sometimes with products like this, at the end of the day, when you take your hair out of a bun or a clip or whatever, sometimes products like this can feel very thick, sticky, and just not great in your hair. This honestly makes my hair feel good. When I run my hands through my hair after I've had this in, it feels very soft and smooth, not sticky, or doesn't feel like a ton of product has built up in my hair when I use this. So 10 out of 10 recommend this. I cannot recommend this enough. The other thing I did get, I don't have it up here, I left it in my shower, but I got the Bumble and Bumble Detox Shampoo. So I mainly got that to help with any product buildup, because typically before I had this, I was using all kinds of things in my hair to really slick it back when I do hairstyles like this. And I was finding that I was just having so much product buildup. That's why I got the detox shampoo. Well, now I'm not using anything except this, and I find that my hair feels much better in general. So I really didn't even need the detox shampoo, I don't think. But when I've used it, I will say my hair has felt very, very clean, not heavy or weighed down whatsoever by product. So I do think it works. I don't think that I need it as much now, but I have enjoyed it so far. I've only been using it for about a month, but I do like it. And finally, I did get 2 nail products, which is kind of random. I have been letting my natural nails just kind of be at the moment. I used to get SNS on my nails. I've done it on and off for years, but a few months ago, I decided I wanted to let my natural nails just kind of shine for a little bit. And so that's why I ordered a few nail things during the sale. I bought the Dior Nail Glow, which I've always heard amazing things about, and I have used it, and I have to say the hype is real. The hype is real. Now, I don't have much left on my nails right now. You can kind of see it though still. This has been on my nails for over 2 weeks, and you can still see it. Now, it doesn't look as perfect as it did 2 weeks ago, but if you want something super natural for your natural nails with just a little bit of a pink hue to it that is very shiny and stays shiny, highly recommend the Dior Nail Glow. I didn't want to like it because yes, it's very expensive for a nail polish, but considering I'm not getting my nails done anymore, I don't feel that bad about it. And I love it. It looks so pretty and natural, especially out in like natural light. That pinky shine really shows up. I love it. So far, I've only been using it, like I said, since the sale, so like a month and a half, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Highly recommend. But I also bought the Nails Inc nail set that has a color in it that looks like the Dior Nail Glow and then like a milkier color. That I have not tried yet, so I can't really update you on that. I will let you know once I do. But honestly, I've been so into that Dior Nail Glow. That's the one I've been using. So I'll let you know when I try the Nails Inc. But so far, I highly recommend the Dior Nail. All right, you guys, I know this is going to be a long video. My throat is starting to kind of hurt. I think it's because I've been talking for so long. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to this part, thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I hope this was a helpful video for you. I know it's super important you see so many people buying this makeup and then you don't hear about it again. So sometimes you just are left kind of wondering, do they still like it? Would they buy it again? Would they recommend it? So I like to do videos like this to really share my true thoughts on these products so you can decide if it's something that would work for you. So I will have everything listed below as always. They are affiliate links. If you shop through them, I do make a commission. So thank you if you do choose to do that. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already and follow me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. Thank you to Dossier for sponsoring a portion of today's video. The link and my discount code will be in the description box, and I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.